don't know. I don't know. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Happy Monday, happy new week, and happy 1st of July. Final 6 months of 2024. Let's get it. As I usually and always say, number one, if you were in yesterday's live with the vibes, I just want to give a huge shout out. You guys know our live reviews are literally my favorite type of reviews because it's actually so funny, number one. But also number two, interacting in real time is actually so priceless. So a huge shout out to everyone who was in the live. We had a really good time and I really appreciate you. And number two, what was I gonna say? The live. Oh yeah, number two is I'm praying that you have the most amazing month of July, and also that the last 6 months are going to be much better, much bigger, and much more blessed than the first 6 months of 2024. In Jesus' name, amen. So yeah, guys, we're gonna start off this review. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. We are on the road to 29k, and by the grace of God, we're gonna hit 30 as well. So if you've been watching and you haven't yet been subscribing, I don't know what's going on. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. I've got so much more content coming. It's absolutely insane. But Dad, do your thing. And number three, as I usually and always say, please get cozy and comfy with a lovely drink. Today I'm actually drinking Lucozade. It's quite worrying how they get the drink so orange. So maybe this will be my last time drinking Lucozade. But yeah, I've got Lucozade. So yeah, get cozy and comfy. And let's get into today's review, guys, because there's a lot to discuss. A lot to discuss. So let's start off with the girls talking. Of course, Nicole was speaking about why Kieran's name was in the top three when the guys asked her, no, when she asked the guys yesterday whilst they were playing the games to get to know the Casa Amor guys, who they think is going to turn. Now, exactly that. She's the one that asked the question. Unless the producers told her to ask the question, I don't really know why, but clearly I get it. You do like Kieran, so you are going to get annoyed with the answer regardless, but you asked the question and Kieran's name came up. So I'm just going to need you to just kind of let's not make that another storyline, okay? But I won't lie, guys. I will be very honest in saying that I low-key feel like Nicole and Kieran actually do have the winner's edit, because clearly from what we've seen, I'm going to get into it as well, it seems like both of them are sleeping on the day beds. It doesn't seem like Kieran is interested in anyone else at the moment, and he hasn't really confessed that he's closed off. So it'll be very interesting if Nicole and Kieran do actually end up winning Love Island. That'll be a bit sad. But anyway, cool. Now, let's move on to the Casa combo. So you guys know there's Casa Amor and now the Villa. So we actually have two. These reviews are probably going to be a bit longer because now we're actually covering 12 sets of people in different environments, okay? So with the Casa combos, of course, Mimi said that none of them are taking her fancy, but right now it will take a lot for her to turn. Guys, I may have to tear Mimi singlet just a smidge in today's review. Yeah, I may just have to, guys, and I'm going to get into it when she has the conversation with Lionel, who you guys were grilling in yesterday's live, okay? But I'm going to get into it because I need Mimi to wake up immediately. I know she's a sweet babe. I know she's reserved. I know she's quiet. I know she's kind. I know she's all of these amazing things. But I need the spirit of India to locate her because she has to bring someone back. She actually has to bring someone back or else she's going to be standing there embarrassed because she's faced with Ayo. I'll get into him shortly as well. So of course, you know that Jess was talking as well, and she said that she wants an arrogant guy, basically a guy who will ruin her heart. It's also interesting with Jess because the only reason she's still in that villa is because Trey actually decided to recouple up with her, because if Trey decided to recouple up with Ronnie, I said with Ronnie, I clearly miss Ronnie, Sha. But if Trey decided to recouple up with Harriet, sis definitely will not be in that villa. So it's very interesting that now she's like, I just want a bad guy, I just want this, I just want a guy who rips out my heart. At the end of the day, I know it's bad for me, but that's just what I want. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Of course, Grace was saying that she really likes Blade. I'm not surprised there. She was saying that she feels like Blade is the alpha male of the group. To be honest, they definitely seem like they have a connection, and Grace has to come back with someone anyway because clearly she's not getting back in a relationship with Joey. And you know, it's even good for her to bring Blade back. Let Blade come and show them. I will. Let me not say what I was going to say. But look, let Blade come and show them that there are actually macho men out there. And you people, you little weasels, you're nothing. Okay. Now let's move on to Hugo. Hugo said that there's definitely a vibe with Jess and also Matilda. Blade said that he feels like him and Grace have really good energy, but he also wants to get to know Uma as well. Which I really hope he does, because Will we'll get into it shortly, Sha. And then Uma, of course, said that they're all lovely, but none of them are Will. So it's really given that Uma is 100% smitten with Will. We wouldn't know because we don't see the scenes of them. But from what I've seen and from what we've seen with how Will is acting with the Casa Amor Girls, I won't be surprised if Will ends up recoupling. So I definitely feel like Blade is going to go for Grace anyway, because Uma does seem, she's nice, reserved, but it takes a lot for people to get to know her. And I feel like she's not just going to let what she has with Will go just because she's met some new guys in Casa. Now, we know that Jake was now speaking to Matilda, and he said obviously it's definitely early days for her and Sean, but he feels like Sean is punching with her. I mean, like, that actually made me laugh because Jake literally was just spilling tea. Like, Matilda's like, really? He was just like, yeah, that's just what I think. Like, he's punching with you. I know it's early days with him, but I just don't really see it. Type of vibe. I don't know if I see Matilda swapping just yet, but her and Jake definitely do have a really good connection. Now, of course, you know that Jess was now speaking. Oh, guys, there's actually so much to discuss. I don't know how long this review is going to be. There's so much. Anyway, let's get into it. Jess was now speaking to Hugo. Not much to discuss other than the fact that Jess, for me, is literally the female version of Sean. She doesn't know how to flirt. I'm sorry. Jess doesn't know how to flirt. Like, it's very harsh. It's very like, what's your type? Blue eyes, check. Brunette, check. Nice teeth, check. Like, you don't say that out loud. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Jess is definitely going to go for Hugo because she seems to really want this bad guy, and she thinks Trey is way too sweet, and she already mentioned it in the last episode that she already had the ick with him. So I definitely think Jess is going to go for Hugo, but she flirts way too aggressively. I'm not really necessarily a flirter per se. I'm joking. But Jess, she flirts way, way, way too aggressively. Now, let's move on lastly to Lionel speaking to Mimi about what would it take for her head to turn. I went like, guys, I'm hearing a little twang in his accent. Someone did say on Twitter that they think he's a bit fresh, which isn't a problem, by the way. You know, apparently freshies are running things these days. But I'm hearing a little twang, and I don't think it's the Reading accent. I think there's a little, you know, a little smush there. But Lionel asked her if she thinks that her head will turn, and she pretty much said, like, no, she actually doesn't. But based on her past experiences, he is definitely her type, and so is Ayor. Guys, I really like Mimi. Like, I think she's such a sweetheart, but I just feel like I need more. I need more from Mimi. I think that's exactly what I'm trying to say. I need more from Mimi. Like, right now, it's what are we seeing that Mimi isn't seeing? Or are the producers showing us certain... I don't get it, because as far as I'm concerned, Ayo is not to be taken seriously. I'm sorry. He's not to be taken seriously. And some of you have said that they actually do show more of Mimi and Ayo on, like, Saturday after... what's Saturday's one? Is it After Bits or After Sun? Or Extra Bits, something like that, I don't remember. But apparently they do show more of them there, but I don't watch Saturday's episodes. But I don't know. I don't know what she's seeing in Ayo that we're not seeing. I don't. Now, back at the villa, of course, Sean was saying that he isn't worried about Castle Boys, but he thinks at the end of the day, the girls are going to do what they want to do. And then at night time, Sean did say that he thinks 100% Jess is going to bring someone back. Also, so Lionel asked Mimi, back at Castle, sorry, Lionel asked Mimi if she wanted to share a bed with him. She said she's going to sleep outside just for tonight. Nicole, of course, agreed to sleep outside. Blade decided to ask Grace to share a bed with, which I'm not surprised. Messiah asked Uma to join him. Not even asked, she just went like this to the bed. Uma. Which was very interesting. Jake and Matilda were holding hands, which was also very interesting. And Nicole and Mimi were sleeping outside on the daybed. I need Nicole, no, not Nicole, I need Mimi to understand that her and Nicole are in very, 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 very different situations. Like, they're not in the same position at all. They're not in the same position at all. And until she realizes that, it's looking like it's going to be a heavy heartbreak when she comes back to the main villa for the recoupling. I'm just saying. Now let's move on to the following morning. So we met the Casa girls. We already done our first impressions in yesterday's review. So we won't get into all of the girls, but we know that Emma went in to pretty much say, you know, hi to the guys. She's the eldest one. She's a 30-year-old who I think is really pretty. I think she's really pretty. And then she came back to the girls and just like, oh my gosh, guys, yeah, their heads are gone. Their heads are gone. Ayo and I went to go and shout, oh Lord, help me. I'm not surprised that Ayo was acting like this per se. And also the other guys seemed very, very, very excited. So instantly, Kieran ended up noticing Ellie, because she said that, you know, hello stranger. And then when Kieran went to the guys, he was like, oh yeah, I definitely know that girl. I think I've slid in her DMs once. Yeah, but I don't think she's one of the 120 girls. I just said, oh my gosh, how could I even forget that this guy's body count is 120? And if he gets with Nicole, it will be 121. And that's the first thing you say, like, oh, I don't think she's part of the 120 though. Ah, I'm shy. I am oh so shy. Of course, Anna ended up giving a speech saying cheers to all the new Smexy girls on their arrival, and then on their arrival, and then they went around the fire pit to have a little chin wag. So they pretty much went around to say who they were, how are the situations of everyone, and if any of them were closed off. Kieran instantly put his hand up, to say that he was closed off with Nicole, but the rest of them were pretty much just like, yeah, we're good, like we're okay. I always Joey said him and his situation with Grace is completely done, which I'm not surprised at. Ayo said that things are going in a good direction with Mimi. Like, obviously I've been chatting to Mimi, but obviously like I'm still open, and I'm just not surprised. Guys, I already tweeted this. I said sometimes when Ayo talks, I just want to hold these lips like this. I just want to say Benoit Sandra, which means stop talking in Yoruba, by the way. The way I keep breaking out into Yoruba in these reviews is finishing me. But every time Ayo speaks, I just want to just twist these ears and twist these lips. You're talking. I'm so shy. I'm actually so shy. Now, of course, let's go back to the girls. So the girls are having a conversation and they were all speaking, and they actually all agreed that they feel like Ayo and Will are 100% going to turn, because when they saw the new girls, they were the first two who were extremely excited to see them. Now, of course, Joey and Emma were now having a conversation, and she pretty much said that, she turned 30 a few weeks ago. She's ready to settle down. She's ready to find the love of her life. And then she was just like, what do you think about the other guys? And at the same time, Ayo and Jessica were now having a conversation. Okay, so they were having a conversation, and then she was just like, oh yeah, what do you think about Ion? And then Joe was like, he's gone. Yeah, Ion's gone. And oh gosh, both Joey and Sean, this episode, they actually both irritated me, because why? The girls are already excited to be in the villa. The girls already want to stay in the villa, so they're going to do their best. And now you're feeding information to the other Casa girl to let her know, yeah, I was gone. Look at the way he's looking at her. I've never seen him look like, I've never seen him look at a girl like that. Like, I've just never, like, he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. At the same time now, I and Jessica are not having a conversation. Now, guys, I already said this on Twitter. Jessica, she's a beautiful babe, all right? She's a beautiful babe. I'm not mad at it. But colorism is biting. Some of you guys' nyash is so bad. People are basically insinuating that Jessica is prettier. Someone's like, oh yeah, I should definitely go for Jessica. She's prettier than Mimi anyway. Guys, colorism is literally biting some of you. Jessica and Mimi they're both gorgeous girls. You cannot come on this channel and tell me that you don't think Mimi is a gorgeous babe. You can't. Some of you, in your mind, you don't know that subconsciously in your mind, you think that lighter skinned girls are prettier than darker skinned girls, because colorism is biting your bums. Okay? Jessica is a beautiful babe, but Mimi is also just as pretty. Anyway, they were having another conversation, and they were speaking, and of course, like, she was like, oh, you like, what's your type? He was like, to be honest, like, you're my type, like, you're my preference, like, you've got a pretty face, and that's the problem. And she was just like, yeah, like, pretty faces are here to cause that problem. She's like, yeah, like, they're here to cause problems. Like, at the end of the day, like, and he's just staring into her eyes, just staring. And then I think she was talking about manifesting at one point, and she was like, like, when you manifest, you basically think about it and get what you want. And I'm thinking about you, basically saying like she wants him. The truth of the matter is Ayo's type is light-skinned girls. Ayo's type is light-skinned girls, guys, and that's not a bad thing. People definitely have their preferences, but it's just very disappointing that he's moving like this, and Mimi is there doing up reserved babe in Casa Amor because she thinks she's found someone serious. Like, I already told you guys, I felt like Ayo was going to be interested in Casa. I felt like majority of the guys are going to be interested in Casa, because someone was like, oh, Sarah only speaks about Ayo. Why is she always picking on the black guy? You guys need to be so serious. You need to watch my reviews to the end, because I definitely be tearing everyone single one by one. Okay? But obviously, we can only speak about the scenes that we are shown, and in this scene, we are shown Ayo speaking to Jessica. So once again, I just want Mimi to pretty much wake up, because if not, it's going to be long. And I don't see her recoupling with Lionel anytime soon. I really don't. Now, let's move on to the following day. Matilda said Jake is fit, but he's not her Shawnee. Hugo was speaking to Jess about his eyes on her and also getting to know other girls. And then she was just like, yeah, like, obviously, but remember, the prize is right here. And I'm just so over the whole prize. Okay, cool. Eventually, the prize has to be won. You haven't been won yet, so stop mentioning I'm the prize. The prize is in front of you. Oh, don't forget that I'm over it, Jess. It's actually okay. It's actually okay. Of course, Grace and Jessie were also speaking about Joey and the fact that he's definitely going to get to know the other girls. Jessie was saying, I was in here for how many days and he already swayed to me. You were in here for how many days? He already swayed to Samantha. I'm very glad that Jessie is not putting her hope in Joey. Do I think Joey is going to recouple at the moment? Not sure. I know he does know that. Sorry guys, my camera literally just died. So I had to change the battery, but I don't remember where I stopped. So I'm just going to move on. All right, cool. Now let's move on to the villa. So the guys were talking. I was talking about Jessica. Guys, this is why I said that I'm going to rip some of their singlets, right? So the guys were talking. And I was speaking about, you know, how do you find the girls? And obviously the girls were on the Casa girls just like, oh my gosh, like they proper like us. Like, should we wave at them? Should we do this? Like, obviously there's new girls in the villa. Like, why wouldn't they be excited? The guys are now having a conversation, right? And obviously they're speaking about, you know, how do you feel about everything? And then Jessica comes up because obviously they're speaking to Ayo. I was then just like, oh, like obviously, yeah, like there's a good connection with Jessica. I've got a really good vibe with her. Sean, yeah, and guys, I'm telling you, since Sean sent Omar home, it's been minus 10,000 points every episode since then. Okay, because what do you mean? Yeah, like obviously, like yeah, her and Mimi are cool, but obviously, like, ayo, don't you just want a little spice? What does a sweets man know about spice? Sean, I know that's not you talking. I know that's not you talking, and I'm actually glad that in that moment I was literally just like, no, like they're cool, like literally basically they're two different type of girls. But for you to come and say like, oh, like don't you want some spice, bro? Like, what about the spice? Like, bro, first and foremost, don't try and now manipulate other people to move mad because you think you and Matilda are making it to the finals. Firstly, let's start there. Second of all, what does a sweets man know about spice? Sean irritated me with that comment, and it's low-key like they're not saying Maya doesn't have a mind of its own, but it's giving the vibe that they're pushing him even more to like, yeah, explore it. Like, oh, I see what you have with you and Jessica, man. Like, what you and have with Jessica. You've known Mimi for 4 weeks. You've met this girl for 4 minutes, and you're coming to tell this guy, yeah, like, don't you want a little spice? I just wanted to hold his lips like this. Okay, I just said stop talking instantly. Sean, I actually know that's not you speaking. Like, let's be for real. Now, of course, we know that Sean next was speaking to Ruby. They were having a conversation about how he's cheated before, but how he's a changed man and everything. I don't know. Sean is giving me very interesting vibes right now. I don't know if we've been deceived to think he's a really sweet guy, and because he's a really sweet guy, like, oh my gosh, like Sean will never do wrong. He loves Matilda. He wants to make things work, blah, blah, blah. Him and Ruby defo did have a cheeky conversation between them. I don't know if right now I think that they are going to recouple, but I think Ruby's definitely trying to see if she can graft that way to see if she can get to stay in the villa. But right now, I don't really see it. We know, of course, that Ellie was speaking to Trey, and she also said that she defo wants to speak to Will as well. Back at Casa, Jessie was now speaking to Jake. And in all honesty, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad for Jessie to speak with Blake, because I feel like, I'm not Blake, sorry, with Jake, yeah. I wouldn't be mad for Jessie to speak with Jake, because I feel like Jessie does need to recouple just for her own safety, even if Jerry doesn't recouple, just for her own safety and peace of mind, yeah. But her and Jake seem to, I wouldn't be mad at them getting together, to be honest. Now, of course, let's move on to Blade, now talking to Nicole. Nicole once again mentioned the fact that she was shocked that that they mentioned that Kieran's head was going to turn. Once again, I don't want this to be another storyline in terms of, why did you say that, Kieran? Like, it's what it is. They said what they said. We don't need to, like, you know, we don't need to get into it too tough. But at the same time, it was definitely oh my gosh, guys, no, I missed the whole section. I missed the whole section when the camera split, or camera died, I think. Where I wanted to speak about Nicole having eyes like a hawk. Okay, these girls are so scary. So of course she initially saw someone in the main villa with Kieran. She was like, oh my gosh, guys, I see she's blonde. That's Kieran, that's definitely Kieran. I'm thinking, all right, cool. Number one, how can she even see that far? I do not know, but cool. Sis has sharp eyes and that's fine. Guys, tell me why they went to go and get the Google Pixel phone and were using the phone to zoom into the main villa. These girls are down so bad. These girls are, but I won't lie, guys, that is good promo for that Google Pixel, because she was doing this. It's clear, guys, it's clear. I don't know where they found this, babe. Okay, I actually do not know where they found this, babe, but that is good promo for that Google Pixel. I might need to get me one of those, okay? I might need to get me one of those. All right, back to where I was. I can't believe I completely missed that bit. Where are we? Yeah. So Blade was also now speaking to Nicole, and she was like, you know, what made you say that Kieran's head is going to turn? And he was like, to be honest with you, I just feel like he's just immature. And yeah, like, obviously I don't know the guy. You don't know the guy, but you think he's immature. And I don't have a problem with Blade. I think him and Grace look good together, and I think it'll be good for him to come back into the villa. But I find it quite interesting that everyone keeps saying that they feel like Kieran is immature, when he actually seems to be one of the most mature guys in that villa. I mean, Joey is literally 12, 13 years. He's senior and has done more damage than Kieran has in the past how many weeks. So it's very interesting that they come to tag Kieran as being immature for some reason. I don't really get it, and I don't think I like it. I think it's very insane considering there are other people in that villa that have literally done worse. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. All right, cool. Now back to the villa. We will start speaking to Lucy about his type usually being her, and, you know, like petite blondes and everything like that, which is very different to Uma, which is very interesting. And he also did mention the fact that, yeah, you know, Uma obviously clearly isn't like my usual type, but I do really like her, but I definitely want to get to know you. I think Lucy seems cute. I mentioned this in my review yesterday. I think she seems really cute. And I see Will recoupling. Yeah, I see Will recoupling for sure. I definitely see Will recoupling for sure. Because the petite blonde and Uma are two completely different people. Okay? Two completely different people. Now, of course, let's move on to Joey and Jessica. So she asked if he wanted to put, not Joey, sorry, Ayo and Jessica. She asked him if he wanted to put sunscreen on her, and he laughed and said stop, which was very interesting. I find it very hard to read Ayo as a person. Number one, because he says a lot of things but doesn't say much at the same time. The most you're getting from Ayo in the conversation is it? What do you mean? Swear. Really? So of course he then ended up asking her, you know, what she's thinking of, because she just kept staring into space, and she was like, oh, I don't want to tell you. No, I just, okay. I said, no. I don't want to tell you. I just don't want to tell you what I'm thinking. Like, no. And he's just like, no, speak that. Obviously, come on, speak. Then she was like, she feels like he's the number one person that she's gravitating to the most. And he was like, I swear, don't be dumb, bro. You know that she's gravitating to me. Have you seen her have chat with anyone else in the villa or look at anyone else in the villa? Like, I hate when guys play dumb. It's so boring. Like, I swear, is it? Oh my gosh, guys. And that's why I just want to hold his lips. I just want to hold his lips. So obviously she was just like, yeah, but obviously you're the one that's in a predicament. He was like, what am I? Why are you asking such stupid questions? Why asking such dumb questions? Anyway, he then said a very interesting line where he said, well, obviously at the end of the day, like, I'm here to, you know, do what I need to do for me. And like, obviously you're here and she's here. So it'll be mad for me to not do me. No, you're here and she's there. So it'll be mad for me to not do what I want to do. But be honest with you, like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, you're my cup of tea. And she was like, oh, really? And he was like, yeah. And then the Love Island producers are wicked. They went to go and do the evil laugh echo with his laugh. And then they went to go and do, you know, like the Dracula type of music, like vampire, horror. I just said, oh my gosh. And you have Mimi outside sleeping on a daybed with Nicole. So of course, you guys know we ended up getting a little glimpse into tomorrow night, in which they end up playing the game where they race against the villa. But the producers are definitely doing nasty work this season, because not only are they just doing that, they are also saying the name. So they said Lucy and Kieran were the fastest, and obviously Nicole was like, who the heck is Lucy? And I just thought, oh my gosh, like, even if, because I don't, Nicole's not going to recouple, but even if Nicole doesn't recouple, I know she's downloading that name in her head to make sure that the second she lands back in the villa, she's going to have a conversation with Kieran. But in all honesty, I need them to do the postcard thing that they usually do. My lips are really dry, I need to moisturize quick. But yeah, I need them to do the postcard thing that they literally that they usually do, because I need Mimi to stand the heck up. Even if Aya doesn't recouple, I need Mimi to come back with someone, because what we're not going to have is her standing there looking like bread. She needs to pull in India. She needs to actually pull in India and bring someone back. Even if her and Ayo get back together, she needs to cover her. It's safer for her to bring someone back than to not, because she's able to cover her bases even more that way, because Ayo is extremely, extremely, extremely unpredictable. And I feel all these girls are in soup. I'll be honest with you. I feel like they're all in soup. But let me know how you guys found today's episode. I think the Casa girls are definitely grafting. I think the Casa boys, there's only 2, 3 of them that I see coming back to the villa. Right now it's given Blade, it's given Jake, and it's given Blade, Jake, and I don't remember, and Hugo. Yeah, I think that's his name. Yeah. But let me know, guys, how you found today's episode down below in the comments. Did you like it? Did you not? What do you think of the Casa girls? What do you think of the Casa boys? What do you think of the Villa girls? What do you think of the Villa boys? I don't know, but we seem to be in for a very interesting week. Also, side note, guys, just before we close, I am traveling on Friday. I'm going away for the weekend. I'm not sure if I'll be, I'm not sure if I'll have access. I should have access to Wi-Fi, but I don't know if I can pack like all my equipment and stuff. But I'm going to try and see what I can do. If not, Monday we'll do a live to make up for Sunday if we don't have a live. But let's see what we can do. Okay, that's the full. Let's see what you can do. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. And also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also at my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your love, and also thank you for your support. I pray you have the most amazing month and also a great start into the second half of the year. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay blessed, God bless, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.